All right. Hey, everybody. Today I'm going to be talking about how you can make a six-figure income working from home. And this is related to QA testing. So I hope you're excited and ready to do this because I'm fired up. So what I'm going to do here, let me share my screen. And if you can, let me know if you can hear me okay while I do so. So I'm going to be sharing my screen. But one of the first things that I'm going to do is actually dive into a presentation here. So if you can, feel free to drop in the comments if you can hear me okay. And people are saying hello. All right. So that's awesome. So what I'm going to do is bring up a presentation here. And awesome. Okay. So let me know if you can hear me okay. And we're going to kick things off, which is really cool. So one of the things that we're going to do here is talk about how to make a six-figure income working from home. And it's the exact same technique that's worked out for a bunch of people. And it's really awesome. So what I want to show you is the real way to do so. So we're going to go through this step by step. And I'm glad that you guys are joining in. Feel free to drop in your comments along the way. And if you have questions, stick around to the end because we're going to open it up for live questions. But what I'm going to do right now is dive in to the content here. So let me first introduce myself. I'm the host of the Tech Money Talks podcast. It's the #1 drop shipping podcast on the planet, sponsored by Spotify and Anchor FM. Also listed in the top 100 entrepreneur podcasts and a professional drop shipper. Now, one of the things that I'm talking about here is the why. So why am I doing this and even talking about careers? And it's kind of a long story, but I'm going to make it short. One of the things, I mentioned that I was working with a life coach, and one of the things that she's helping me do is actually figure out my why. And so one of the things that I started to do was actually, look at some of the lessons, and I'm going to show myself on the screen. I was going to look at some of the reasons why I've been doing what I'm doing. Why am I putting, a lot of valuable content, free content out there, helping a lot of people, whether if it's business or whether if it's on the career side. There's many ways to make money online in technology. And in this case here, we're talking about careers and technology careers. And one of the stories here that I could share, and I think it's a big motivator. We had a family friend that was going through domestic abuse, and long story short, this person went through something pretty severe. I'm talking like bruises and things like that, to the point where my wife, bless her heart, brought her and took her into our home, and she was there getting situated, had a child, and so on. Long story short, this led to she wanted to find a career to go into. So with that, just giving guidance as far as what opportunities exist in technology, and there's a bunch of opportunities out there. There's stuff related to QA testing, the BA, DevOps, so on. There's a lot of fields in technology that most people don't realize, that you don't have to be a technology guru, you don't have to be coding, and so on. So in sharing that and giving guidance to her, she actually started working towards that path. And long story short, she actually worked towards it and actually had a successful career after that. And basically now moving into a nice home, successful six-figure career, moving into management and so on. So like this can actually happen, for her, and it's life-changing, and it can actually happen for you. So if it's something that you're looking to do, and even if you don't have a 4-year degree, if you don't have any experience, it's still something that you can do. So you don't have to be somebody with a 4-year degree. And also, if you're in college right now, or if you already have a degree and you're looking to make a shift in careers, this is still something that you can do as well. So what I want you to ask yourself is, if you think you can do this, I'm going to give you a couple of questions to figure that out. So do you know how to use the phone to surf on the internet? And do you know how to use a computer to surf on the internet? And if the answer is yes and yes, then guess what? You can actually do this. Congratulations. You have the ability to do exactly what I'm going to be showing you here. and it's going to be laid out in detail. And it's that simple, folks, for real. So let me go into it here, and I'm going to talk about 3 secrets today. That's going to be related to reaching that high-paying job, a 6-figure income, working from home. So secret number 1 is how to get a high-paying job while you learn, which is really cool. Secret number 2 is how to get a high-paying job even if you have no degree. And then secret number 3 is that it's not just for coders and tech gurus, and that you already have the technology skills to do this. So let's dive into it. So, and I see that there's comments going through. So Andre, awesome stuff, bro. Yep, yes, and yes. And you guys can do this. So this is live, folks, for real. So secret number 1 is how to get paid while you learn. And let's dive into this right here. Now, what I like to say is that there's a new feature that it's kind of like Uber, but for software testing, if that makes sense. So if you've heard of Uber, I mean, they'll drive for Uber. People do that to make extra money, freelancing. You can do the same thing in the space of software testing, which is really cool. Now, for the people that have been making money at Uber, they've gone through some major changes as well, right, over the past year. And there's a couple of things here. One is about being worried about picking up strangers. I mean, there's actually been on the news multiple times about Uber drivers getting assaulted by the people in there. So you're taking a risk. Imagine how many people taking risks, Uber driving a stranger and getting assaulted. But now in the era, post COVID and the pandemic is still going on, you're risking getting sick at the same time. So there's, doing something like this, and there's far too many people that are doing this, to try to make extra money, when a person could actually be doing something like this, which is like working from home in a safe, comfortable environment, being happy, earning while you're doing software testing. Does that make sense? So that's the real difference. So it's just like Uber, but you actually get to do it from the comfort of your own home, which is really awesome. So testing while you learn is just like this. There's companies out there that you are hiring freelance testers from outside the company instead of their internal employees. And then these testers are paid per bug, depending on the type of bug and the market price. So you basically get paid to identify bugs and point it out to companies. And there's many companies out there, like enterprise level companies that are out there that need this type of service. And and because there's so much demand for it, they need to what's called crowdsource and use in this platform, which is like Uber-like environment. Now, let's talk about secret number 2, which is how to get a high-paying job, even if you have no degree. And this is pretty awesome. Now, Gartner Research actually is pointing out that there's a talent shortage in IT, that universities are not producing enough technology talented people to fill the jobs that are in demand. And that's why you hear about a high number of offshore resources, high number of outsourcing, but the skills can be developed here. And this is what I'm here to share with you. So look at this diagram that I laid out here. This right here is actually, let's go through it together. There's 3 scenarios. One, you have a degree and no skills, no experience. That basically means that it's pretty hard to get a high paying job. But if you have no degree, skills, and experience, you do have that ability to get a high paying job. And if you have no degree and no skills and experience, then there's really no chance to get a high paying job because you don't have either one. And then, of course, if you have a degree and skills and experience, that your chances are really good here. That's an obvious, but like the point that I'm trying to make here is that it's the skills and experience, which is the key factor here. Does that make sense? Skills and experience is one of the most important things, and that's what's in huge demand, because there's also way too many people that have a degree, and then all of a sudden they're working a job that's not related to the major that they were in. Have you guys heard of people like that? And it happens far too often. But now, say in the technology field, you can actually do that if you acquire the proper skills and experience. Now, if you didn't realize this or know about it, it's not your fault, because nobody's talking about this. universities and companies, they're not telling you about these things. And so it's something that I'm doing to increase the awareness to really try to help people out. And it goes back to my why. This is why I'm trying to help as much as I can. So now, secret number 3. Like I said, this is not just for coders and tech gurus. You already have the natural skills. So with that, let me show you what I mean by that. There's a little industry secret that nobody's talking about, and it's the easiest way to break into a technology career. And what that is called being a QA tester. A QA tester stands for quality assurance tester. And what that means in simple terms is that you are making sure that the things work. Does that make sense? You are making sure that the phone app works. So does the app, when you open the page and the different things like that, does it actually work for you? Does the website work when you pull it up? Does the tablet work, and so on? So those type of things is like you're actually making sure that do those things work, and you're verifying that it works. And if it doesn't, then you point it out to the company, and then the company will actually pay you for pointing those things out, the things that are not working. And this is basically what's called software testing. And it's using the technology skills that you already have. You already use websites, and you already use smartphones, and you already use this technology. So it's something that you can do right now, actually. So it's actually, a really awesome thing. So one of the things that I'm actually putting together right now, it's called QA Tester Work from Home Challenge. And it's a QA Tester Work from Home Challenge. And this is actually kind of spur of the moment. So I'm just quickly putting this together. And I'm going to put this on the screen here, which is basically you can go to facebook.com/group/QA Tester. And then from there, what you can do is actually go and sign up. And what I'm doing right now, it's a free sign up. What I'm looking to do is actually check to see, are people interested in this? So like I said, the stuff that I mostly talk about right now, people are very interested in like online business and drop shipping and making money online. But the things that I'm talking about here is related to QA testing. So one of the things that I wanted to do and to share with you is that, this is something that I want to gauge to see if people are interested in this. So I say, take a moment, go to the Facebook group, and with that, go there, sign up and let me know. Drop in the comments if this is something that you're interested in, because there's actual real ways to do this right now. And let me share my screen here for a second. And what I'm going to do is let me exit out of the presentation mode here, and we're going to pull up this site here. So this one right here that we're looking at is called Testleo. So Testleo.com. And this website right here, talking about the same thing, not your average side hustle. We deeply care about global expert testing network. We pay our testers by the hour, not by the bug. So even the first part, when I talked about being paid by the bug, there's basically about 10 different what they call crowdsourcing testing platforms that you can start doing testing today by signing up. And by signing up, some of them are paying by the hour. So Testleo pays by the hour. And then some also pay, per bug that you find. So in this case here, this one's really good. It's a popular platform. And what you can do is, you're going to have the ability to learn and then, do the testing by the hour. And let's see if they show the type of companies that they're working with here. So already they have about 10,000 testers worldwide, over 150 countries, which is pretty awesome. 1,200 devices. The cool thing is that they do tests on all the different devices that you have, in your home. So if you have an Android phone or an iPhone, they want to do testing from either device. If you have a PC computer, they want to be able to test from that. If you have a Mac computer, they want to be able to test from that. And then also different browsers that are in there. So in this case here, you can hear, let's see what an example of one of the testers says. Endless growth. I'm so glad I joined Testleo. I started as a tester and quickly selected to be a community test lead. Now, 2 years later, overjoyed internal becoming a testing manager. So isn't that pretty cool? And the same thing, just like the story that I shared earlier about helping a person through her journey, and now is, moved into becoming a manager and is living very well in a nice six-figure income. So this is actually really cool stuff. Let's look at another example here. So this is like all about the community. I wish I found Testleo earlier. It's all about the community. So many wonderful people eager to help. We all work together. Complex projects require cooperation, and the final product reach in hand the consumer is our reward. So she's happy, plugging in, being a part of a team, and getting a chance to apply her skills, which is pretty awesome. So the next one here, and again, another real sense of community. So you can see how as you're joining this, you're not just on your own, but you're part of a community. So Testleo's favorite company to work with, 2 reasons: you're paid by the hour, and then also they have a real sense of community. So there's channels, easy to communicate. So this platform here, which is the reason why I'm showing this one, is one of the most popular ones that are out there, but there's many others. And what I wanted to share with you is that, with this is stuff that you can do to get started today and to start learning. So you can see here an active tester on all the different platforms, like I said, whether if it's phones, tablets, devices, things like that, computers, gaming devices, even a watch. So you can have your Apple Watch and so on. So when it comes to testing, they want to do all types of devices. So everything that you have at home is something that you can do. So right here it says if you need that side gig to get started, you create the profile, you validate your skills, you participate and start running testing, verify your account, and so on. So let's see what else here. So meet the network team. There's a team there, and so on. So my point today isn't just about talking about Testleo, because there's actually like 10 different platforms that you can use. And then also let me talk about the Facebook group here. So I'd say go to the Facebook group and start signing up, because I literally just created this today. And the reason why I mentioned this is for 2 reasons. One is, and let me blow up the screen here so that I could talk to you. One of the things is that that I want to show you, like, actually how to take it a step forward. And this was kind of spur of the moment, so I want to gauge like your interest level to see if you want to actually pursue this to a six-figure career, because there's definitely a clear path. And so say if you have no experience, say if you're looking to make a transition, whether if you have no degree or a degree, or if you have a job, you don't have a job, this is something that you can do when you get started right away. And the way to do this is, one, you're going to, one is about knowing, awareness. 2 is you're going to take a step to learn, the right steps in the path and to get started right away. The cool thing about it is that there's a lot of free resources that I'm going to be able to point you to, and training basically. So learning like the methodologies of testing and so on. And then the other thing is about doing and taking action. So you learn by doing. But the cool thing about it is that you're going to be paid while you learn. Now, the really awesome thing, and I proved this out and done this before, there's real companies here. One example was like Best Buy. So like Best Buy getting ready for Black Friday, and all of a sudden they are leveraging testers before Black Friday so that they know that all parts of their website, all the deals, all the products that they're looking to sell, they want to make sure every component is working and that all the bugs are worked out, so that they know that when customers are coming to their website, whether if they're coming from an iPhone or a Chrome or whatever, that their website is going to work. Because if their website doesn't work, what does that mean to a company like Best Buy? It means they lose, millions of dollars, because they're not, the people that are coming that they're not able to purchase, they're not able to finish, and it costs them a lot of money. So they know that if they can, lean on a person that can actually test and verify that all these things are working, then you're able to give them more confidence that their website is working fine. And when you find stuff, they're happy that you found something, because then they can quickly fix it and make sure that it's ready for Black Friday. Does that make sense? So the cool thing is like, imagine you went through that scenario. You started learning, you started doing, then it goes to the next step, which is building your resume. And now that you build your resume, that's actually going to allow you to now use experience that you have. So you started building the experience. Now you can say that you did work for Best Buy. You did, quality assurance for them, quality assurance for the other company, and so on. So now you got experience that's built up in there, and you can structure your resume so that you know to apply for that next job. And then the next thing is like, now being prepared, how to interview, things like that. So it's like being prepared for the interview, being uh having your experience built into your resume and so on. All of that together means that you're going to get your foot in the door and you're going to get a job. Now, you're going to get a job, but I would say that initial one, that'll be your first one, but you got your foot in the door, right? And I would say your first one, you're going to get your foot in the door. What you're going to be doing from there, now that you're in, and you can move into any field of technology from that point. So whether if it's continuing on with QA testing, or moving into project management, or going in as like a business analyst, or going into DevOps, or so on, now you could choose your path. All of those paths lead to a six-figure income, and each of those paths can quickly take you there, because now that you got your foot in the door. So you got your foot in the door. But let's say if you're still decide to stay with the space of testing, there's another quick path to a six-figure income for testing. And this is something that's fairly new, and it's starting to take off. It's called software test automation. So there's testing tools that are now automating. It's now allowing you as a tester to now leverage the tools that allow you to automate the tests that get run. Does that make sense? So you can see on this site here how they have thousands of people, and there's people doing it, but now there's going to be tools that can actually do it automatically, almost like kind of like a robot, I guess you could think, right? So one of the things that you can learn as a skill set is, how do I run those tools to actually, and those people that are actually learning the steps of running the tools, they are making like six-figure income as testers. So it's like they know that you're a person, how to test, all the basics, but then you also know these tools that's going to take testing to the next level. Does that make sense? So it's actually a really powerful technique, that something that you could do to actually do testing, which is really awesome. So this is really cool stuff. And that I was quickly putting this together here. Like I said, so I'd say go to the Facebook group, and you can sign up. Let me put up the link again here, and then we're actually going to open up and actually answer any questions that you guys have. So you can go to facebook.com/group/QA tester, and you can go get started there. And it's basically me trying to check interest levels to see, okay, if I see enough people that are wanting to do this, then I can start talking about this. Because really what I see is that there's two paths. There's two paths to a six-figure income. And if you've been following me, on Tech Money Talks, there's, drop shipping, online business, there's that path that you could take, and that could take you, forward. And I say definitely do that. But there's also a path on the career side. There's so much growing demand for people with technology skills that you can reach a six-figure income, be able to work from home, and you can do both, right? You don't just have to be one or the other. You can do both. And even for me, still to this day, I do both. I'm a techie at heart, so I like doing this stuff. And the stuff that I'm doing now are like, enterprise, $1 million deals, multi-million-dollar deals, solutioning landing, big enterprise deals. So, but still with that, that's what I like to do. But then also on the business side, so the stuff about drop shipping, online business, stuff like that is really cool as well. So I do both. Now, what you can do as well is the same thing. Or if you just want to focus on the career, be able to work from home, things like that, then that's awesome. So the cool thing is that you could choose your own path. But the great thing about it is that, this is something that's life changing, because I've seen other scenarios. I got so many other stories where people, some people are tired of working in their labor intensive job. You begin to get older, right? And all of a sudden, lifting those same boxes or moving those things, uh, it's not as easy as it used to be when you were, 5, 10 years younger, right? So that begins to wear down on a person, and it's a reason why you want to shift to something that's maybe more like an online work from home type of setting where you can do things on your laptop. So those kind of things help, and it's a reason why I'm putting this out there. In the past, I've been mostly focused on the business, but I want to see if you guys are interested in the technology careers. What I see is this is one of the fastest and easiest ways to get your foot in the door. And then once you're in, and you could take that career path any which way you choose. And then at the same time, build a business on the side, like a side hustle. So really great stuff. Let me know if you guys are liking this a lot, and we can dive into some questions here. So I could see Andre just like, yeah, where do we sign up? Yep, you're gonna go to the Facebook group. Go ahead and join there, and then I'll be able to check your interest level and drop any questions that you guys do have. And then also, if you guys are interested right now, if you have any questions while I'm here live, because this is live, I can answer the questions right now. So I did put the link back in the chat, but really, really awesome stuff here. So facebookgroup.com/groups/QA tester. I know it's a lot of words, but I had just put this together right now, and because I want to check your interest levels and things like that. And if it's something that you guys are interested in, then what I'm going to do is that I'll do more YouTube videos. I'll do some podcast episodes, and we'll keep this group, which is, be a free group, but it's going to be private to us. So it says, I'm going to get started now. Yeah. So I'd say jump in and join the group, and we could be messaging with each other there. And then also, one of the very first things that I talked about already was the Testleo. That's something that you could start right now, and you could start testing, which is pretty awesome. So this is going to get you that experience that you're looking for. But there's many other steps beyond that. But this right here, most people don't know about this, but there's a path. So like I just described, there's a path to get to a six-figure career. And this will be one of the first steps, which is, learning, doing, and you're getting paid while you're doing. And while you're doing, that is technically experience that you can add to your resume. Does that make sense? So you're going to be able to add this as experience to the resume. And then, this is where I want to check your guys' interest level, because if this stuff is interesting to you, then within the group, what we're going to do is like, we're going to actually, talk about what does that career, roadmap look like. So it goes from, one, learning, doing, you're getting paid while you're doing. That's building your experience. That now let's do your resume that's going to sell, basically get your, foot in the door. And then also prepping you for the interview, because there's interviews. But if you know the questions up front, now the questions come in slow. You ever see that Jackie Robinson movie? You want to see the pitches, the questions come in slow. So the questions will come in slow. You know how to answer them, hit a home run, right? So that type of stuff. So all of that is geared to get your foot in the door. Once you get your foot in the door, then the next level is the automation skills, which is easy. But the cool thing about everything that I just mentioned, there's no coding. You don't have to be some programmer. You don't have to be some guru. you can get your foot in the door and do all of these things, and that'll lead you to a six-figure income where you can work from home, which is pretty awesome. So I think this is pretty cool. Anybody who's interested has the ability to do so. Like I said, if you have a phone, you know how to use a phone, you can do it. If you have a tablet, right, you can do it. If you have a computer, which you're probably watching, maybe either on your phone or a computer right now, you can do it. So all those different things, you can do it, and it's just a really awesome thing. And it goes back to my why. Why am I helping and doing things like this? Is just to really get people, just to help people out. That's a part of the podcast. There's a lot of different reasons, but when I see that it's made a difference in someone's life, changed their livelihood, made a difference, I think it's a powerful thing. So it's really awesome, and that's just my way of giving back, for sure. So I appreciate it, man. This is inside scoop. I'd say plug in and let me know, because the only way that I'm gonna know is by engaging on the feedback and interaction. So I'd say join or throw a comment, say, yeah, Brian, keep doing stuff like this, so then I know to keep doing more. Because I would say over the past couple of years, I've been doing just mainly stuff on online business and drop shipping. But I think there's a lot. I think here's the reason why I think this is important. Because if you have a solid income, a solid work from home income that's coming in consistently, and then you want to do a business, you're going to have money to actually help, feed your business. Does that make sense? So you're actually going to be able to do that. And I see far too often there's people that's trying to do business and they can't, they don't have enough money to actually do that. If that makes sense. So it's like, okay, they want to do drop shipping, but they don't have the thousands of dollars that you need, as a resource, because it's a real business and you got to put behind it and feed it. So there's different things like that, and that's what I wanted to share with you guys for sure. So really awesome stuff here. I can see your comments coming through. So thanks for everybody here. So I'm going to finish off here, but I'd say join the group and leave your comments, and then we'll be in touch. And if feel like this is helping out people and more people are interested, then we'll do more of this stuff going forward. So we'll stay tuned. I'll keep you posted on things, and then I'll see you in the group as well. So awesome stuff. All right, take care, everybody.